Hi, my name is Becca Ironside, and I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist. Welcome back to this YouTube channel entitled Tell Ironside. Basically, I take the information that's given to me from my patients and I offer it back to you so that you can see if there's anything going on in your pelvic floor that you might be able to address. Now, what do the pelvic floor muscles do? They're located in the saddle region of your body, and they dictate concerns like urination, bowel movements, or sexuality. So, what do we notice with global events like COVID, war, earthquakes, natural disasters? We notice that there's a sense of pelvic anxiety. And by pelvic anxiety, I mean that something is awry. Your urinary patterns are not as great. Maybe you're constipated. Maybe you have no libido whatsoever. So, what is driving pelvic anxiety? Usually, it's much larger forces that are something that we as humans have zero control over. So we need to recognize what these larger forces are so that we can help to address our pelvic anxiety and have more peace in this region. So I want to share with you a study that was performed in 2024. And this study took a bunch of people and monitored their behavior after they had spent time scrolling. Now, scrolling is not so deleterious on sites where the images and the videos are a bit longer. It is most deleterious to those people who enjoy TikTok or Reels on Facebook and Instagram. These are the most offensive to the brain's activity in that what they do is they spike up a huge amount of anxiety in the brain. They cause cognitive overload, decreased memory, decision making, and something that scientists are calling brain rot. Now, we're all prone to scrolling, and we all have been on social media from time to time. You're on it now if you're watching this. What I want to advise you is this, and I've gotten in a ton of trouble with a lot of people because they absolutely don't want to hear this, and I have been guilty of excessively watching reels myself. The more you do this, the more anxious you're going to become. That is absolutely going to impact your bladder, bowel, and sexual function. So what we suggest to people who enjoy TikTok, it's very fun, but the brain simply doesn't know what to do with all of this information. You're handed a tidbit about how to fix the bench, and the next thing you know, it's how to grow a flower, and the next thing you know is Justin Bieber singing a new song. Your brain does not know how to separate all of this bombardment of information headed at it. Right? You've never seen this before in history. So a nice way to rectify pelvic anxiety, which is driven by scrolling, leading to brain rot, would be to give yourself 30 minutes each day to do something else. Put that phone down. Some of my patients who are dyes told me they love Legos. They're going back to Legos. I think that's beautiful. You can try color by number. You could try pretty much anything. The goal is to get you away from social media for 30 minutes a day to see if we can address some of the pelvic issues you might be experiencing. Now, what I also want to bring up are larger catastrophic events. And this is an interesting study. In 2023, there was a catastrophic earthquake in Turkey, and it impacted the people of Turkey and Syria. So these people noticed devastation of their homes. Everything was in rubble. Many have lost family members. They had no sense of self. They lost their jobs, schools, and they're just left with catastrophic thinking, fear, anxiety, and replaying the earthquake and all they had lost. So, a bunch of genius scientists took some people and they put them on treadmills to perform backwards walking. And what they found was the people who lived through the catastrophic event felt worlds better when they were walking backwards. And the rationale behind it is it's a novel activity for the brain. The brain's never done this before, walked backwards. So your body is moving in this direction and your eyes are scanning the horizon, but you're not headed towards the horizon. So what I say to my patients is this. If you feel as though you are replaying old events in your mind and it is impacting the way that you void, stool, urine, or have sex, try backwards walking. You can start with 5 minutes a day. You can do this anywhere. If you live in an apartment building, do it up and down the hallway. If you're in a mall, walk backwards. If you're outside, walk backwards. Who cares what anybody thinks? Because what this is ultimately doing is improving your brain's attention, memory, recall, and it allows you to detach yourself from very, very terrible events that have happened in your life that you are subconsciously replaying over and over and over. So, what did we learn today in Tell Ironside about how larger things can impact our pelvic floors? We learned that social media scrolling on Reels and TikTok leads to brain rot, which then leads to increased pelvic anxiety and issues here. We also learned that living through a catastrophic event, much like an earthquake in Turkey, can cause a lot of unrest within our bodies. And so to remedy that, we can start a backwards walking program from 5 minutes up to 30 minutes daily. So the tips are: stop scrolling 30 minutes a day. Start walking backwards. Do this for 30 days. Let's see if we can normalize what's happening in this region of your body so that you can perceive pelvic safety and move on with the rest of your life. This is Tell Ironside, and remember, you're the captain of your own ship.